Good evening. This is Brianna from Little Squirrel's Farm. And there's Lily. You gonna say hi, Lily?
Hi. In fact, I think Sunflower is pregnant. She hasn't been using her tail manners that often now.
We're thinking about the possibility that before we rehome the buck, one of our doe bunnies might have gotten knocked up. So we'll find out soon. Hi. Hi. Hello. What are you doing? Do you want to be on the camera? I've been trying to sit with them for just a little bit every day to make sure that they get as much attention as they need outside. It would be a bad plan for us to have them inside because we have 3 cats as well. And yeah, I can't see that going well. So I was thinking about doing my April garden tour today. There have been a lot of changes since the last garden tour that I did. And I'm pretty excited about them. I was having kind of a down week last week, and quarantine, surprisingly, has not been the most stressful element. It's actually kind of nice to not have to go anywhere. Takes a lot of the pressure off, you know. But, you know, doesn't mean that it's all kittens and rainbows.
Yeah.
So, if you're ready.
I'm not using her tail manners. You're getting as messy as the kids.
And if Lily's ready, let's get on with this garden tour. So I'm in the rabbit habitat on the porch right now, just chilling on a towel. The hutch is the same as it was before, and we're getting ready to change out the bottom right now. We've just been cycling through cardboard until it gets too soiled. We're going to be putting these dog crate trays underneath and filling them with aspen bedding. And hopefully that'll help make it easier for us to use the rabbit fecal matter as fertilizer. Because you can't just toss it in with a bunch of urine or you'll burn your plants. I've got one cute little planter full of mescaline and spinach that's finally coming up. Very excited about that. Got some tulle covering it because it's a cheap way to keep pests from it for the most part. I'll tell you more about that here in a second. And we got this a secondhand dog pen that we tore apart and made into an expanded rabbit run. So these guys have room to run around and be rabbits and enjoy life. So off the top of my head, I can't remember what this looked like before, but this is the whole of the backyard garden, and it is progressing quite a lot. I'm sorry about the mess. There's a lot of stuff in progress, and the girls keep coming out and leaving stuff like their bicycle helmets, you know, just around, because why wouldn't you?
I also want to put my face on a pile of bunnies.
So let's go over here. I know the last time we did a garden tour, I think I'd mentioned that I was going to plant some sweet potatoes, and I did. There's some purple ones, and then there's some white fleshed ones. The white fleshed one is one that just sort of sprouted that came from the grocery store. Technically, they all came from the grocery store. What? Hey, what? Ah!
Okay, can you see me?
You want it to be on you?
And
No, honey, look. Here. Ah!
I am super excited to show you something I really like, and it's my plant. At least that's what I call it. Here is my board. Sweet, kind. So sad. Anyways,
Can you tell them about borage? What do you like best about borage?
that it has a good taste.
Yeah, it has a good taste.
Oh, did you just zoom into my arm?
You did that. On the camera where you put it. Are you going to show them anything?
Ooh, this voyage is a purple plant.
Is it a purple plant or is it a plant with purple flowers?
Plant with purple flowers. This. Baby.
Calm down. Hey, what are you doing?
We have escaped from the bees. And we're zooming into Mother Sunflower. Who might have a baby. There she is. Tiny and tiny little sunflower. Is the camera like zoomed in? Let's zoom in. I think this is too close. As you see, she's eating. And as you see, her eye's not good.
Lily, don't put the phone on the bunny.
Her fur is super soft. Her ears are great at hearing. And she's only halfway done with Violet's salad. Now let's see Daisy. Female. Go. Oh, not eating. Not eating right now. Eyesight good. Hearing good. Oh. They're extra soft today. What's soft now? Oh. Clover. Another female rabbit of ours. Eyesight good. Not eating. Her extra soft. Hearing good. Perfect. The bunny's checked is good. They're so cute. I wish we could have big snuggling with all the 3 bunnies lined up, but only 2 are snuggling in right now. Hello. Mommy, tell me when the bunnies are all snuggling together, because I want to get a film of that.
Okay.
Here is one of my favorite flowers. Oh, there's I just noticed.
What kind of flower is that?
A yellow flower. I don't know.
It's a rose, honey.
I love yellow roses. Here is the patch where I get most of the food that I feed the bunnies from. Here's grass. These are the only ones, at least most of them. Leaves. Here's the clover patch. Man, I really should feed those clovers to sunflower now. The attack! No, just some flat. No, just some bats. Mommy, put those back somewhere else. Mama. Wow, look at the sky. Look, it's the moon. I see the moon. Look, it's the moon. Up there, look, Mommy, it's the moon.
I see it. You know what phase it's in?
Half face. It's in half face. Let's take a zoom in on my hand. You can see that's red up close on the screen. Hi. I'm Lily, signing out.
So as you saw, I got hijacked over by the sweet potatoes. So let's mosey on back here. I mentioned that I have purple sweet potatoes and some wider flesh ones growing here. I wanted to plant some Covingtons. They didn't sprout on time, so I don't know if I'm going to put them in here or if I'm going to find somewhere else for them. We shall see. I've got some other stuff coming up here too though, and I don't know if you can see it here on the I'm not sure yet if that's part of the sweet potato or if that's something else that I planted, but I know there's some other stuff coming up here that's either parsnips or whatever else I planted in here. I know I planted parsnips for sure. And then there's some chives coming up as well over here. So that's really exciting because I've never actually gotten chives to come up before. So go sip beds for the win. My lemonberry bush I transplanted is doing pretty okay. It looks like some of the dirt that I had put in around it had some borage seeds in it, which is pretty consistent with all of the dirt that I've reused all over the garden. Borage is coming up everywhere, which, you know, isn't really a bad thing. It's just sort of a mixed bag. My thyme is doing okay, although this cardboard keeps sliding and getting crushed, so I might have put some stones there to keep it steady. But it didn't drown. My thyme did not drown. I thought for sure it would drown with the heavy rain, but it didn't, and I'm very pleased. The borage over here exploded. In fact, I've got to cut some of it down here soon. I think I mentioned I was going to do that. I have not yet. I put my gardening gloves in the wash, and they were cheap, so the protective covering on the fingers got all stripped off in the wash, and so I'm sort of waiting for new gardening gloves to come in before I can really attack the borage there, because it's pretty spiny right now. I've got a little bit of garlic coming up here in the pumpkin bed. I planted some pumpkins here. I'm hoping that they'll do okay. We'll see if they have enough support on this trellis. They're not huge pumpkins, they're just pie pumpkins, so, you know, we'll see how that goes. This bed is pretty much all borage right now, but I'm about to decide whether or not I'm going to stick peppers or tomatoes in there. I'm thinking tomatoes, because I have a lot of tomatoes right now, and they're not all going to go into beds because there's too many of them. But I'm thinking tomatoes in here, and then tomatoes over there with maybe one pepper. And then, let's see, this was spaghetti squash, which looks a lot like pumpkin in its infancy. But it's growing pretty okay here, although I may have to replace one of them. So we're waiting to see what happens with it, because this happened during transplant, sort of snapped over, and I don't think it's gonna make it. Fortunately, I have a spare, and I put 3 peppers in here and a bunch of other seeds for other stuff. I have a whole list on my phone of all the things that I planted in the bed so that I wouldn't forget. There's like 5 or 6 things per bed. Some of the smaller stuff, well, not smaller, just less fragile stuff like herbs and things I just sort of threw into the beds because, you know, let's see what grows where and thin it out later. One failure so far that's got me a bit annoyed is these 3 containers. I planted some beans, which haven't come up yet, and some cucumbers, which I started inside, and something within the span of 3 days ate them, the cucumbers. Like almost completely decimated them. Completely decimated 2. One's on its last leg. And the reason that I'm annoyed is because I sprayed this organic fungicide, pesticide mix with neem oil in it, and then I also put a little bit of Sluggo down, which I absolutely hate using. Slugs are a huge problem here, especially this time of year. And they still got eaten. So now I'm thinking maybe beneficial nematodes. So they're on order, they're on their way. And so are worms for this bad boy, one of my random quarantine projects, you know, surfing through YouTube and going, oh, I should try that. Yeah, it's just a amateur worm bin, and we'll see how well that works. I'll keep you posted on that. I'm planning on this cute PVC archway. I'm planning on trying to grow some blue butterfly pea on it. It's not complete. This is just the frame, and the frame's not complete. We had a bit of a didn't quite get all the things at Home Depot that we were going to get for this yet, but we will. That little box planter is where I'm going to put maybe 1 or 2 of them, and then maybe get another box planter, figure out where my other one is. I think there might be ginger in it. And then these 2 guys, I'm going to put some milkweed in, and in my head it looks really pretty when it's done. That remains to be seen whether or not it will be that way in reality. But that's the fun of gardening. It's like a painting in your backyard that takes months and is never really finished. I keep checking over here with the Malabar spinach to see if it's actually coming up or if that's just pieces of the old vine that I composted. Hard to tell. I don't think there's anything new yet, but we will keep looking. And as Lily pointed out to you, there's a yellow rose blooming, and it looks like over here the red one is getting ready to bloom as well. And I don't know if I can get close enough to show you, but in my little wildflower circle here, there's a bunch of little stuff coming up. And what's really going to be fun, and I use the word fun loosely, is as these come up, trying to figure out what is wildflowers and what is still weeds trying to sneak in past the cardboard, because that's definitely a thing. I'm really excited about what's happening over here because all of the peas that I planted are coming up, and there's nasturtiums that are coming up too, and I've never planted those before. I don't know if I'm gonna like them because the way that the taste has been described seems like it might be a little too bitter or peppery for me, but I'm willing to give it a try. I'm gonna sneak. Look how pretty he is. That's my husband. He makes all my gardening dreams come true. Okay, well, that's about it for, well, no, oh, I forgot. I planted pumpkins out front. Oh, and this is really exciting. A lot of really exciting things happening in the front, actually. Check this out. This is my thornless blackberry, and it's finally coming up, and I've never planted a blackberry before, and it's very exciting. I wasn't sure if it would come up. Nothing's happened here yet, but I'm not holding my breath because technically this guy's not supposed to be able to grow well in our zone, so we'll see what happens. And over here, got this bad boy is coming back, and I'm really relieved because originally I became very upset with housing for chopping it down. I came out into the front yard one day and I saw that they had chopped this down. They had sprayed Roundup on my primroses, and there used to be a Mexican marigold up there, and they destroyed that too. And I was very upset. So I'm really glad that it's coming back. It makes me feel really good inside. These are going to be super cool when they come up. I planted a really tall flower whose name I can't remember. It starts with a G. Maybe my kids will leave them alone and not destroy them, but judging by the basketball, I'm not going to hold my breath on that either. I believe that is my first dahlia getting ready to come up and look gorgeous. So I'll let you know how that goes. Some of the stuff out front is doing its spring blooming. This guy, oh, I love this. I saw this in someone's yard and I had to have it. Still don't remember the name, but I saw it in the plant nursery and I got really excited because I knew that it was the one that I wanted. And I kind of wish that I'd gotten more because it's just so dainty and pretty. Spanish lavender is blooming, the geranium's blooming. Rosemary's always looking awesome. This geranium is blooming. And up here, we've got a pumpkin experiment. I want to see how well I can get pumpkins to grow out here during the summer because it's going to get stupid hot. And so far, it's been really hard to get anything to grow well in the front during the summer. It's very frustrating. Sidebar, that ginger is looking real nice. But I planted some garlic in here with these guys. Oh, here's one coming up. Hello, little garlic. And there's some calendula. And this pumpkin's looking a little dry. I gotta water him. That's one problem I haven't solved, is that things dry out super fast up here. And I haven't figured out quite how to deal with that yet, because I can't seem to figure out where to find like trays big enough. And do I want to try like an almost self-watering setup where they're just constantly sitting in a tray or something that I can refill, or is there another solution? You know, I don't know. Any ideas are welcome. Please comment with your ideas. And that's all for the April garden tour. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that it wasn't too tedious for you. I hope you are okay with the fact that it got hijacked. That was not ideal, but it was funny. There's more to come. There's a rabbit unit study that I'm currently writing and compiling. So there will be snippets of that. I haven't finished editing yet, but there's a second quarantine salad tutorial, the follow-up. I've had a lot of success with experimenting with using the sprouts in different things. So I've got some more tips there, and I've got some more things that I'm growing with that. I decided to expand beyond the recommended 5 crops, mostly because of how much I hate broccoli sprouts. So more to come. Leave me comments and, tell me what you'd like to see, if you'd like to see something different. Have a great night.